Welcome to the Conspiracy Theories Project. I'm your host, Adam Stone. In the shadows of our known reality, a clandestine group operates with an iron fist, shrouded in mystery and secrecy. They are the Men in Black, not the comedic, adventurous agents from Hollywood blockbusters, but the real, fear-instilling operatives whose alleged mission is to enforce UFO secrecy. Their existence is woven into the fabric of UFO folklore, but their true nature remains as elusive as the unidentified objects they are said to keep under wraps. The first reported encounter with these enigmatic enforcers dates back to 1947, when Harold Dahl claimed to have been visited by a man in a black suit after witnessing 6 UFOs near Maury Island, Washington. Dahl reported that the man threatened him and his family if he ever spoke of the incident. This encounter set the tone for numerous similar stories that would emerge over the subsequent decades, painting a portrait of an organization dedicated to maintaining a veil of silence over the UFO phenomenon. Yet, despite the countless accounts, tangible evidence of the Men in Black's existence remains scarce. Their visits are often described as surreal, their physical appearance almost inhuman, and their knowledge of personal details unnerving. They appear seemingly out of nowhere, leaving a trail of fear and confusion, only to vanish just as quickly. These spectral apparitions are said to wield a blend of intimidation and persuasion techniques to ensure their message of silence is heeded. The Men in Black are often depicted as government agents, tasked with covering up evidence of extraterrestrial activity. However, some propose that they might be extraterrestrial entities themselves, operating on Earth in human form. Others yet speculate they might belong to a secret society, independently working to keep the public in the dark about UFOs and extraterrestrial life. Within the framework of these theories, it's crucial to remember the inherent paradox they present. If the Men in Black's objective is to maintain UFO secrecy, their intimidating visits, paradoxically, often result in more attention drawn to the phenomenon. This conundrum adds another layer of complexity to an already intricate enigma. The case files on the Men in Black are filled with unsettling encounters, bizarre behaviors, and unexplained phenomena. Their presence, real or imagined, has had a profound effect on the field of ufology and those who dare to delve into it. As we dig deeper into the Men in Black files, we tread a path fraught with uncertainty and intrigue. We are drawn into a world where the line between myth and reality blurs, where the known meets the unknown, where silence speaks volumes. The Men in Black, shrouded in their cloak of mystery, continue to cast a long, ominous shadow over the quest for truth about UFOs. The enigma of the Men in Black is deeply rooted in the history of the United States, particularly in the post-Second World War era. This period saw the birth of the Cold War, a time of intense political paranoia and fear of the unknown. The UFO phenomenon took shape in this climate, with the first wave of sightings occurring in the late 1940s, around the same time as the Roswell incident. The Roswell incident, perhaps the most infamous UFO event in history, allegedly involved the crash of an extraterrestrial spacecraft in New Mexico in 1947. The U.S. government quickly dismissed the incident as a weather balloon crash, but many continue to believe it involved extraterrestrial technology. The event marked a turning point, sparking widespread interest in UFOs and setting the stage for the emergence of the Men in Black narrative. The first recorded encounter with the Men in Black happened 3 days after a well-documented UFO sighting in 1947 by Seaman Harold Dahl near Maury Island, Washington. Dahl claimed that a man in a black suit visited him, warning him not to discuss the sighting. This incident set the pattern for future accounts of Men in Black encounters. The 1950s and 60s were a hotbed for UFO sightings, and with them, reports of the Men in Black multiplied. It was during this period that their image solidified into the cultural consciousness. Men in dark suits, fedoras and sunglasses, driving black cars, and carrying an air of menace and mystery. They were said to visit those who had seen or were investigating UFOs, warning them to stay silent. The fear and uncertainty that pervaded the Cold War era provided fertile ground for these stories to take root. The public was already on edge, suspicious of government secrecy and manipulation. The possibility of extraterrestrial life and the government's apparent attempts to cover it up only fueled these fears. The Men in Black became symbols of an oppressive system bent on suppressing the truth and controlling public knowledge. The secrecy surrounding the Men in Black contributes to their enduring allure. Their identity and motives remain ambiguous, feeding into the human fascination with the unknown. They exist at the intersection of fear and curiosity, embodying our collective unease with the possibility of life beyond Earth and our desire to uncover the truth. Despite the fear they instill, they draw us in, compelling us to question the nature of reality and our place within it. The men in black, much like the UFO phenomena they are associated with, continue to challenge our understanding of the world and our place within it. Emerging from the shadows of these unsettling tales, certain key figures and organizations have been persistently linked to the Men in Black narrative. One such figure is Albert K. Bender, a UFO enthusiast and the founder of the International Flying Saucer Bureau. In the 1950s, Bender claimed to have been visited by 3 men in black who warned him to stop his UFO research. This encounter led him to abruptly shut down his bureau, further solidifying the Men in Black's reputation as enforcers of UFO secrecy. Then there's Gray Barker, an American writer known for his books on UFOs and other paranormal phenomena. Barker was responsible for popularizing the Men in Black with his 1956 book, They Knew Too Much About Flying Saucers. Barker's book introduced the idea of the Men in Black to a wider audience and played a crucial role in shaping the public's perception of them. But perhaps the most intriguing connection is with the United States government, particularly with intelligence agencies such as the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI. Some believe that the Men in Black are not agents of extraterrestrial forces, but rather operatives working for these agencies. Their mission, according to this theory, is to suppress knowledge of UFO sightings and encounters to prevent public panic and maintain control. This theory is supported by declassified government documents, including the FBI's infamous Vault, which includes countless pages of UFO reports and investigations, some of which reference encounters with individuals resembling the Men in Black. Furthermore, CIA's Project Blue Book, a systematic study of UFO sightings conducted from 1952 to 1969, is alleged to have ties with the Men in Black, though the nature of this connection remains shrouded in secrecy. The motives of these key figures and organizations vary. Bender and Barker, as UFO researchers, were driven by a desire to understand the unknown and share their findings with the world. The Men in Black, on the other hand, seem intent on suppressing this knowledge. As for the government agencies, if they are indeed connected, their motives could range from protecting national security to maintaining societal order. Regardless of their roles or motives, these key figures and organizations are all interconnected through a shared narrative, one that continues to captivate and mystify. As we delve deeper into the Men in Black files, we find ourselves navigating a complex web of intrigue, secrecy, and unanswered questions. But one thing remains clear. The Men in Black, whether agents of earthly or extraterrestrial forces, are believed to be the real enforcers of UFO secrecy. In the early 1960s, the Men in Black narrative took an intriguing turn with the Mothman sightings in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. The town was beset by sightings of a large, winged creature with glowing red eyes. While the sightings of the Mothman itself were terrifying enough, it was the Men in Black who emerged as the most ominous figures in this tale. Paralleling the narrative arch of many UFO sightings, residents reported encounters with eerie, black-clad figures following their encounters with the Mothman. These Men in Black would issue ominous warnings against speaking about the creature, further cementing their role as enforcers of secrecy. The most well-documented case was that of Mary Heyer, a local newspaper reporter who covered the Mothman sightings extensively. Heyer reported numerous visits from these mysterious figures who urged her to stop publishing stories about the creature. In 1975, the Watergate scandal exposed unprecedented levels of government espionage and subterfuge, heightening public suspicion towards government agencies. It was in this climate that rumors of government involvement with the Men in Black gained traction. A series of leaked documents known as the Majestic 12 Papers further fanned these suspicions. These documents, allegedly originating from within the U.S. government, suggested a conspiracy to cover up evidence of extraterrestrial life. They described a secretive group of 12 high-ranking officials, including the director of the CIA, tasked with managing UFO information and maintaining public ignorance. The veracity of these documents remains hotly debated. While some consider them an elaborate hoax, others see them as irrefutable proof of government collusion in UFO secrecy. In the 1990s, the Men in Black narrative took another dramatic turn with the emergence of the Internet. Suddenly, individuals worldwide could share their encounters with these enigmatic figures, contributing to a global database of sightings and experiences. This digital revolution led to a resurgence in interest and speculation about the Men in Black, their origins, and their true motives. Despite the passage of time and the evolution of technology, the men in black remain as enigmatic as ever. While the faces, places, and circumstances may change, the central theme remains consistent. The men in black are the gatekeepers of knowledge about the unknown, the unexplained, and the alien. Their presence persists, a shadowy reminder that we may not be alone in the universe and that some forces wish to keep it that way. The efforts to suppress and control information about the men in black have been extensive and multifaceted, purportedly involving governments, corporations, and institutions. This is a familiar pattern in the annals of UFO secrecy, where the forces at play are often as elusive as the phenomena they seek to hide. On a governmental level, certain actions could be viewed as attempts to suppress evidence and silence witnesses. In 1953, for instance, the CIA commissioned the Robertson Panel, a group of scientists tasked with reviewing the national security implications of UFO sightings. The panel concluded that UFOs did not present a direct threat, but they warned of the dangers of mass hysteria. They recommended debunking campaigns to reduce public interest and suggested monitoring civilian UFO groups. The government's involvement in such activities could be seen as an attempt to control the narrative around UFOs and potentially the men in black. Corporations, too, have played a role in this alleged suppression. Media conglomerates in particular have been accused of disseminating disinformation or ignoring stories altogether. This is not a baseless accusation. History provides multiple instances of media manipulation by powerful entities. The narrative of the men in black has been largely shaped by popular culture, particularly Hollywood. The question remains, is this by design, an orchestrated effort to trivialize a serious issue and reduce it to the realm of science fiction? Institutions, such as universities and scientific bodies, have often been reluctant to engage with the topic of UFOs and the men in black. This may be due to fears of reputational damage or loss of funding, or perhaps, as some suggest, due to pressure from external forces. The lack of serious academic study into these phenomena can lead to a scarcity of credible information, leaving a vacuum often filled by speculation and conspiracy theories. There are also reports of individuals who claim to have had encounters with the men in black being subjected to intimidation and threats, ostensibly to maintain silence. In some cases, these individuals reported subsequent encounters with government officials or military personnel, who warned them against speaking about their experiences. While these allegations of suppression and control are difficult to prove conclusively, they add another layer to the intrigue surrounding the men in black. The veracity of these claims may be uncertain, but their persistent recurrence suggests an enduring belief in powerful forces working to keep us in the dark about the true nature of the men in black. As with many aspects of this enigmatic phenomenon, the truth remains elusive, shrouded in a veil of secrecy and intrigue. In the shadows of this veil of secrecy, there have been brave souls who have dared to challenge the narrative, risking their personal safety and professional reputations to bring the truth to light. These individuals, often referred to as whistleblowers, have provided some of the most compelling and controversial accounts of the men in black. One notable figure is Paul Benowitz, an electronics specialist who reported several UFO sightings near Kirtland Air Force Base in Albuquerque, New Mexico, during the 1980s. Benowitz claimed to have intercepted electronic communications from UFOs and was convinced he had discovered evidence of an extraterrestrial base beneath the New Mexico desert. This brought him to the attention of the men in black, who he alleged were government agents tasked with suppressing his findings. Benowitz's story ends in tragedy, with his mental health deteriorating under the strain of his obsession and alleged harassment. Another significant figure is Bob Lazar, a physicist who claimed to have worked at Area 51, the top-secret U.S. military facility long associated with UFOs and extraterrestrial technology. Lazar alleged that he had been part of a project to reverse-engineer alien technology and had witnessed 9 flying saucers of extraterrestrial origin. His claims, though widely dismissed by mainstream science, have been influential in ufology. Lazar has spoken of being monitored and threatened by shadowy figures, which some have interpreted as encounters with the men in black. Journalists, too, have faced repercussions for delving too deeply into this enigma. In 1975, George Knapp, an investigative reporter for KLAS-TV in Las Vegas, began reporting on Lazar's claims. His broadcasting license was briefly suspended, which many believe was an attempt to silence him. These stories paint a picture of a determined effort to suppress knowledge of the men in black and their alleged activities. Each of these whistleblowers faced ridicule, professional setbacks, and alleged intimidation. Yet their stories persist, fueling the enduring intrigue surrounding the men in black. It's important to note that while these accounts cannot be independently verified, They form part of a larger pattern of alleged suppression and intimidation. Whether these accounts are true or a product of misinformation, they contribute to the mystery and enigma that continues to surround the Men in Black. The search for truth in this labyrinth of secrecy and disinformation continues, often against formidable opposition. The stakes are high, and the consequences of this quest for enlightenment can be severe. Despite the high stakes and alleged intimidation, there's a trove of evidence that has come to light over the years, adding credibility to these stories. One of the most impactful revelations came in 2010 when the FBI released a collection of documents known as the Vault. Among these files, one particular memo from March 1950 stood out. Drafted by Guy Hautel, an FBI agent, it detailed an eyewitness account of 3 flying saucers and extraterrestrial bodies retrieved in New Mexico, the heartland of numerous Men in Black encounters. The memo, however, doesn't confirm the government's involvement in suppressing UFO information, but it certainly adds fuel to the debate. The declassification of Project Blue Book by the U.S. Air Force was another significant milestone. This investigation into UFO sightings from 1952 to 1969, while officially concluding that UFOs didn't pose a national security threat or were of extraterrestrial origin, contained within its 12,000 reported incidents several unexplained cases. Some believe these unsolved cases point towards a concerted effort to maintain secrecy, potentially involving the Men in Black. Then there's the intriguing testimony of Dr. Herbert Hopkins, a respected family physician from Maine. In 1976, Hopkins was consulting on a UFO case when he received a late-night visit from a man in a black suit. This stranger, who knew intimate details of Hopkins' work, warned him to discontinue his research, after which he claimed to erase a coin from existence as a demonstration of the power he wielded. Shaken by the encounter, Hopkins ended his involvement with UFO research. And it's not just in the United States. In 1953, a Swedish military pilot named Gösta Karlsson reported meeting extraterrestrials in Ängelholm. According to Karlsson, he was approached by individuals in black suits, demanding he keep silent about his encounter. Karlsson, however, defied these demands and erected a monument in 1972 to commemorate his experience. All these accounts, while disparate, share common threads: the sudden appearance of individuals in black suits, their uncanny knowledge, and the threats they allegedly wield to enforce silence. These threads weave a pattern that's difficult to dismiss outright, a pattern that continues to fuel the debate and fascination surrounding the Men in Black. The truth, as always, remains tantalizingly out of reach, obscured by a veil of secrecy and unconfirmed reports. The Men in Black, whoever they are, continue to be an enigma, their existence and purpose as elusive as the UFO phenomena they're linked with. The impact of these Men in Black narratives resonates far beyond the individuals who claim to have experienced them firsthand. Their stories have permeated our culture and media, seeping into our collective consciousness and shaping our understanding of the UFO phenomenon. They have spawned a slew of books, movies, and television shows, most notably the blockbuster Men in Black franchise, which, while comedic, has its roots in this very folklore. However, the portrayal of these alleged enforcers of UFO secrecy in popular culture is not without its consequences. The media, in its pursuit of entertainment, has often sensationalized these accounts, straying from the fear and unease reported by those who claim to have encountered the Men in Black. This Hollywoodification, as some have termed it, has arguably distorted public perception, making the Men in Black seem more like fictional characters than potentially real entities involved in a larger, more sinister narrative. But it's not just the media that has been drawn into this intrigue. The public, too, has been captivated by these mysterious figures. For some, the Men in Black represent the embodiment of their greatest fears, a shadowy, omnipotent force wielding unimaginable power and knowledge. For others, they represent a tantalizing mystery, a puzzle to be solved in the quest for truth about extraterrestrial life. This fascination, however, has led to controversies and denials. Skeptics argue that the Men in Black are nothing more than a product of overactive imaginations, fueled by the fear of the unknown and a desire for the extraordinary. Their existence, they claim, is not backed by tangible evidence, and thus should be dismissed. On the other hand, believers argue that the sheer number of consistent accounts across time and place lends credence to these narratives. They point to the fear and confusion experienced by those who claim to have encountered the Men in Black as proof of their authenticity. As a result, trust in official narratives and institutions has been eroded. The perceived lack of transparency and the alleged suppression of information have only added to public distrust and discontent. It is a detrimental cycle. The more the government denies, the more the public believes there's something to hide, and the more the stories of the men in black gain traction. In the end, the men in black narratives have done more than just spark interest and debate. They've become a testament to our collective desire to know the truth, no matter how elusive or terrifying it may be. Whether they are real or imagined, the men in black have left an indelible mark on our society, a dark shadow in the corner of our collective consciousness, ever present and ever elusive. Their story, like the UFO phenomena they are linked with, continues to challenge our understanding of the world and our place within it. The cultural imprint of the men in black extends far beyond individual accounts and controversies. Their shadowy presence has been deeply ingrained into our societal fabric, shaping modern culture, politics, and even technology. In the realm of culture, the men in black have become a mainstay in our collective storytelling. From the eponymous Hollywood blockbuster series to television shows, books, and internet lore, they have served as muses to creators, embodying our fears and fascinations with the unknown. They are the quintessential symbol of a powerful, inscrutable force. Characters that serve as the gatekeepers of forbidden knowledge, a role that resonates with our innate curiosity and our fear of what that knowledge might reveal. The men in black have also left their mark on politics. In an era marked by distrust in institutions and rampant conspiracy theories, the narratives surrounding them have found fertile ground. They have become a symbol of perceived government secrecy and manipulation, feeding into broader societal anxieties about power, control, and the potential suppression of truth. This has fostered a climate where official narratives are often questioned and alternative explanations, no matter how outlandish, are entertained. In the sphere of technology, the men in black narratives have inspired a relentless pursuit of knowledge and truth. Citizen-led initiatives have emerged, employing advanced technology to track UFO sightings, investigate alleged encounters, and even attempt to communicate with extraterrestrial life. The men in black, with their alleged advanced technology and knowledge of the unknown, have indirectly pushed us to expand our technological horizons, to venture further into the shadows in search of answers. The legacy of the men in black, then, is not merely a collection of eerie encounters or a pop culture phenomenon. It is a complex tapestry woven into the fabric of our society, reflecting our deepest fears and our most profound desires. It is a testament to our ceaseless quest for understanding, our refusal to be confined by the known, and our insatiable curiosity about what lies beyond. Whether they are real or fiction, the men in black have taught us important lessons about the power of narratives and our relationship with the unknown. They have reminded us that truth can often be elusive, that power can be wielded in ways we may not understand, and that the pursuit of knowledge is both a journey and a destination. These lessons remain relevant today, as we continue to grapple with the complexities of our world and the mysteries of the universe. The men in black are shrouded in a cloak of enigma, a murky figure that walks the tightrope between reality and fiction. Their stories have ignited our collective imagination, spurred our curiosity, and played on our deepest fears. The questions they evoke about power, knowledge, and the unknown have resonated deeply, echoing through the corridors of our society and our understanding of the universe. Despite the countless encounters reported, the extensive investigations conducted, and the relentless quest for truth, there is still much we don't know about the men in black. Their origins remain veiled in mystery, their motivations a subject of endless speculation, and their existence a topic of fervent debate. Are they government agents tasked with enforcing UFO secrecy? Are they extraterrestrial beings with a vested interest in our world? Or are they merely a product of our collective psyche, born from the uncertainty and anxiety that comes with the unexplained? These uncertainties fuel the men in black narrative, keeping it alive and relevant. They invite us to question, to explore, and to challenge our understanding of the world. They compel us to look beyond the surface, to delve into the depths of the unknown, and to confront the uncomfortable. It is this lingering doubt, this gap in our knowledge, that drives the narrative, that keeps the men in black alive in our collective consciousness. It's in this realm of the unexplained where the men in black exist, a twilight zone where truth and fiction blur, where certainty gives way to speculation, and where the known merges with the unknown. It's a realm that challenges our perceptions, that pushes the boundaries of our understanding, and that invites us to question the very nature of reality. As we delve into the Men in Black files, we are not merely exploring a series of encounters or a cultural phenomenon. We are probing the depths of our society, our psyche, and our understanding of the universe. We are confronting the power of narratives, the allure of the unknown, and the complexities of truth. We are navigating the murky waters of power, secrecy, and knowledge. We are, in essence, exploring the human condition. The Men in Black narrative, then, is a mirror reflecting our collective fears, hopes, and desires. It's a testament to our relentless pursuit of knowledge, our quest for truth, and our struggle with the unknown. It's a story that, despite its many unanswered questions, continues to captivate, to inspire, and to intrigue. And as long as the mysteries of the universe remain, as long as the quest for knowledge continues, the Men in Black will continue to be a part of our cultural fabric, a symbol of our ceaseless journey into the unknown. Thanks for listening. This has been the Conspiracy Theories Project. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to support the show, subscribe to the Forbidden Knowledge Network on Patreon. Subscribe now.